it's interesting, right? Because the panel was sort of talking about the way that you can play more defensively for Boom and just sort of like, oh, right, well, they're going to like, come into us and we'll fight them. But if they don't do that, then you kind of can just chill on EG. And I mean, if there's one thing that I know that EG like doing, it's chilling and farming. So we'll see if they continue to do that here in game number 2.
We'll see if Artur decides to go like a Battle Fury route or maybe to the Fusel route. Like, it'll kind of tell us the story of the game. But it is interesting to point out that Crit is actually the one playing the Chen this game.
Oh. So I'm feeling like this is one of those lineups where, I mean, what does that change, putting it onto him instead of playing at position 5?
So I'm thinking that because you have a Dragon Knight, right, this hero is very self-sustainable. You can kind of leave him alone, or you can try to play with him. Like, you have both options depending on the lane. So I could definitely see Crit like kind of leaving Nightfall alone and getting more farm on his Chen.
Okay. So trying to play again, like we've been talking about, a little bit more of a greedy style with him, where you can all of a sudden, get a nice like early mech or whatever you want up on the Chen, and maybe we can even see him get into that like crazy build with the Ags refresher that Cap was talking about. A pipe dream, potentially.
Yeah, but he is actually running top lane, so maybe it's just a player preference thing where Crit's more comfortable playing on the Chen. I know he actually does like this hero, and I don't know how much JerX has played Chen. This hero requires obviously a lot of, you have to play it a lot.
Yeah. Not something you can just pick up randomly. So regardless, we're going to see the mid matchup again. Abed obviously got the better of Yopaj last time, and Yopaj going to look for a little bit of recompense here, playing on probably one of his most comfortable heroes, the Kunkka, against his most comfortable and best hero, the Ember, this time played by Abed.
Yeah, but the thing is, when I've seen Boom do very well, they've usually had some combination of Yopaj and Tims being able to connect together, whether it's the Mirana Kunkka or something like that. But this game, it's it's an Abaddon and a Pugna, so I'm not entirely sure how they're going to play together. But like I said, the way Boom's going to win this game is if they're able to kind of take long fights and like kite out this Ursa. So we'll see how it turns out.
Okay. It'll be something to watch for sure, as Torrent will go out there, but Abed's still getting the last hit towards the mid. And at the very least, Tim should be able to make them move over and try and secure some runes. Very quick feet on the Pugna there. Fast little guy moving around as, they got the wave right where they wanted.
Yeah, so he does go for the Holy Persuasion level 1 on this Chen, and he found this little creep to kind of bully out this Pugna, who can't really fight him. And he got the Wildkin, actually, or the Wild Wing. Ooh. Yeah, do get a kill bottom.
Nice, just give him the old rundown there. Not bad, not bad.
That's a really good kill to get right away, because this bottom lane, if it does start going towards Radiant side, it gets really difficult for Dragon Knight to stay.
And the last pick answer that they had against the Underlord, they're going to get the kill. Crit's actually the one that picks it up with that Tornado, the Wildkin, making his presence felt early along with that rundown from the Ursa.
Yeah, it's one of the craziest changes where this little Wildling like pulls out the Tornado and he can still move while it's cast, unlike before.
Yeah.
So it's actually one of the strongest small creeps you can get.
And it's just going to let it get tanked right here and eventually dies. The courier will go down from Razor. Takes over the other one at the last second. Yeah, Crit back to being able to farm with it. Yeah, it's pretty good amount of damage over time, isn't it?
Yeah, most definitely. So we see, actually JerX has 9 last hits in the bottom lane, so he's probably contesting a lot of the range creeps while Nightfall has to kind of sit back.
Yeah, not an easy lane for that Dragon Knight, most definitely. And goes on in, takes out the Sentry Ward, and trying to make sure they can't get any denies out there.
Yeah, it was a bit of a battle. And there's another Tornado coming out. It is absolutely obnoxious, and you can't interrupt it too, so you kind of just have to tank it.
Yeah, that sucks. And FBZ again in trouble, although the Decrep keeping alive FBZ, it's not going to end up mattering. And in fact, Tims, he's already used Decrep. He might be in trouble as well. TZ not opting to chase in for it. I really like this Ursa pick. This is looking great for him, and a much faster type of hero to play with.
Yeah, and Underlord is a hero that needs like an okay start, else he kind of just burdens your team. He doesn't provide that much for you, and especially with this new build that people have been doing, with like going treads into later on in BKB, this hero needs a lot of farm. So yeah.
Stun down bottom. Jackie trading hits with Jarex is going to have to run away there. Another interesting little note, we saw this in the Tundra game earlier as well, as we're going to see these rotations over to secure some 4-minute runes, was the choice of going for the Orb of Corrosion on the safe laner, picking it up on Ursa. We saw that earlier on the CK in the Tundra game that we watched.
Yeah, I think again Artur like realizes that they can really punish this lane. Crit's gonna be level 3, and that's a really big timing for Chen, where you can have these 2 creeps. He picks up the Kobold, which gives him movement speed, so they can definitely run down FBZ here.
I mean, yeah, he's just dead again. It doesn't stand a chance, really, as he's going to be able to be decrept, stays alive a little bit longer, but afterwards they run down and kill the Underlord. An incredibly rough game for FBZ. He just hasn't been able to play Dota this whole series.
No, it's been looking real bad. Like every game, like one lane goes horribly wrong for them. And it's tough. Like he's gonna respawn, his TP is gonna be on cooldown for a little bit longer, and yeah, at least Ursa has to go back to base because everyone's just completely out of region in the top lane. But yeah, great start from EG like on the safe lane.
FBZ comes back in, and like you said, this is going to give him a little bit of free time to catch back up, and it's much needed because otherwise this lane has been just a complete and utter disaster.
Yeah, and Arteezy's like definitely one of his biggest strengths as a player is his laning capability, and that's why often, you know, when people ask who they hate laning against, Arteezy is definitely up there from one of the safe laners. He recognizes when he can kill.
Oh, and on the side of Boom, things after a very disappointing game number 1, a lot better, at least at the early goings for the Kunkka. 32-10 right now on him as Skem is going to drop. Nightfall makes the movement over, and a quick couple kills, both the hero and the courier, and now going to try and go in for this one, has the X mark, but no follow-up afterwards, just going to go in and now tries to hit with the torrent, isn't going to connect. Abed able to dodge away from it, and a DD up top is going to be stolen away by Crit.
Yeah,
so,
nicely done.
FBZ, again in trouble. Under tower.
He's going for it.
He's thinking about it. He sees that TP come in and realizes, I don't want to be here anymore.
Oh man, it's so scary for FBZ to stay up here. And like, he has these treads, but he can't really do anything. He can't hit back against an Ursa.
No, you're just going to die. And Chase dodges away from the Firestorm. Able to bait that one out, but now bringing in the creeps and having some more hits. Nightfall won't get caught there by Jackie. And another salve brought out, as is customary.
Indeed, indeed. Artur was like, "Bring me a salve crit," and Crit's like, "Yes, my lord." Buys him another salve. But it is that kind of lane where you're gonna go for these kills, but you're gonna lose all your HP in the process. So it's kind of the trade-off here. If you get the kill and you lose your HP, it's still a win because you're gonna basically have the XP advantage over this Underlord.
Right. Well, and as you can see, it's come at the cost of him not getting as much CS, still getting some amount of gold from kills. And Jarex, speaking of kills, he is going to just fall there, and that's also a TP use. So a good play by Boom. This bottom lane's starting to look a little bit better for him.
Yeah, but the Dragonite is still leading in net worth if you look at it, and this hero is kind of ridiculous. Like, it doesn't matter what you put against the Dragonite, he's still gonna farm a good amount. And you think like a Razor is like one of the best laners in the game, but now that Dragonite is 6, he's just gonna bully Jackboys out of this lane. Even, you know, tries to wave his hand at him.
Yeah, I mean, he got linked up. He doesn't care. Just, all right, fine. We'll stun you and then run away and come back in. Force back Jackie.
Crit's coming to this bottom lane. I think they want to commit for this tower with the Dragonite ultimate.
8-minute mark till Tumblr's toy action. All right, but Yopaj able to pick up the invis, get the bottle refill. Arteezy trying to bully back FBZ, and as you said, down bottom, that's where they're setting up to try and take down this tower. So they move in with Nightfall, already glyphing the wave and getting some more punches onto it, but the Ursa, very low HP, means he has to leave, and likewise, the Abed rotation with Jarex, they spot him underneath this area.
There's 4 heroes here, so I want to see if Yopaj is going to help his team if they dive.
I mean, yeah, they could make a move if they want to.
They're sticking around. I think they want to defend this on Boom. They're trying to bait them in.
Yeah, and then, oh my god, Tour. Has to be careful. Tims. Oh my god.
Whoop.
Oh, he didn't pop the enrage even. It's crazy. Yeah, it's like a bunch of movements, and then they force rotations, and then they realize, all right, well, we can't actually force the fight down bottom.
I like the patience that Boom was showing because, you know, Yopaj didn't jump the gun. He was still farming, and he was waiting for EG to potentially dive Jackboys, and then he would come back in. But now EG is looking at mid lane. Like, they're gonna go on this mid wave here.
Looking for Yopaj. In. Inkswell. Boat comes out afterwards. The Remnant through. Able to dodge the stun, but nothing afterwards. This is the power of the Aphotic Shield. They pull back in one, but Abed gonna Remnant out.
Yeah, it was, you know, well played by Yopaj. Immediately getting the boat out, and then there's not enough damage. They are gonna TP bottom and try to catch Jackboys here.
Nightfall. Chase. Punches? No, he's still gonna be okay. Falcon Blade treads, and then a full wand. He's good to go.
Yeah, they've got some really great wards. Actually, Abed in the mid lane being a menace.
Dude, he's just gonna kill Skem. Tumblr's toys out and get finished.
What an item.
Dude, that's crazy.
So, at least Boom is still farming a lot during all of this. Like, Yopaj is kind of quiet, but he is hitting a lot of creeps. You know, he's top on the net worth. They're not overreacting to anything, right? Like, EG is being very aggressive, but Boom is like kind of happy to just farm away. And even if they're gonna lose these towers, I think they're okay trading farm for it. And as we see, FBZ actually TP's bottom, and he's gonna try to delay this push.
Yeah. Couple of little punches here and there coming out from the Dragon Knight in DK form and taking it down. But in the meantime, they make the move over into the jungle, and Jarek's able to get the last touch onto Tims as the Chen army is going to run away. Will Crick get caught? I think the answer is yes. Tries to run his creeps up to the north, but Chen eventually going to go down. Doesn't even go for the last hit there onto the tower.
Yeah, a good little pick off here. It's, you know, the net worth is still looking pretty good for Boom when you look at it. It's fairly even,
yeah,
but this Underlord caught up a lot during all this time because Arteezy was left alone and he had no regen. So Underlord was able to farm up, and he's getting close to his Atos.
Well, and you said that the build from the Ursa was going to tell us a lot about the game and the way that EG want to play it, since they're the team that potentially can get more aggressive. What are you seeing with this build here?
So right now he's still, like, we don't know what he's going for. Like, he bought his phase boots and he did just queue up the diffusal. So that is definitely more of the aggression style of build. Like, I want to get this diffusal and run at the enemy. So, you know, that just means they're going to want to play fast tempo in this game.
Okay, and then on the side of Boom, you know, we talked about the support's not really able to make that much happen, but the Kunkka, I guess, is going to be where they need to make most of their action happen. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. He's the one that can set up pretty much anything until Underlord gets his Rod of Atos, and they are going to make a play top.
This would be big for them if they can get it. Tims, he's going to be found, and Decrep. Meanwhile, Yopaj goes in. They're able to break the TP. He's in trouble now.
Backup's coming.
Throws in the boat. Can they get in with the rest of the team? Tries to make it work. FBZ running down crit. Still, they're keeping Yopaj alive and turns and hits with the crit. FBZ takes him down. Well, Yopaj still surviving through all of this. They don't have nearly enough damage, although maybe they will. Artur jumps in, wants to get the kill, and the pullback comes a second too late. Abed now looking to chase down, but needs to be careful if they go all in on this. Yeah, they're going to back away on EG. There's no way that he could go in on the Yopaj there.
Yeah, there was not enough damage until this Ursa came in. And meanwhile, like, Nightfall's just been hitting mid tower.
Well, a very nice series of events there. Ends up working out.
He constantly is going for these high fives, but he's just not getting them.
High-level analysis there, Fly. I appreciate it. Nice
constantly. every second it's off cooldown. And he does pick up Blink Dagger, so maybe now he'll get a high five from somebody.
I like it. Even his own team, right? Like, what the heck's going on? There's the camaraderie.
We'll see what happens here. Maybe they'll go for a smoke, but his Dragon form is gonna go off here in a second. But they do still smoke. They want to make use of this Blink Dagger. So we'll see if they can make anything happen here.
Well, 4-8. Nightfall spots a bounty rune, says, no, I want to go get a kill. Jarex is there as well. And with the Inkswell follow-up, I mean, it's interesting, right? It's like neither team really gets kills that easily unless it's like one of the cores involved very clearly. And it tends to have to be Arteezy, but he is maybe vulnerable down bottom. He's going to drop on down the pit, glyphs the wave, and then runs out of there.
So they are kind of positioned around this mid lane. They are going to jump onto Yopaj.
Stomp afterwards. Getting destroyed. They jump in and they get him.
Nicely done.
Dude, Chen Centaur is pretty good.
Yeah, that was a clutch kill because he even got shielded. Scam got like the shield right away, but the Centaur Stomp came a second afterwards. So nicely done by Crit.
It's easy. Back behind enemy lines. Ready to run at them. Jump forward, stun before the pit comes out. That's big. And the FBZ, okay, gonna get saved. Backs away. And boom. Want to try and defend this tower. Have another round of the Nether Blast. Razor comes into play as well. The tower is down low, and eventually they're gonna have to deny it. So another tower taken by EG.
Yeah, they were patient. They didn't like, you know, throw their bodies in there for the tower. So good by them. Maybe Crit's gonna get caught out here. Ooh, close.
Got the Hellbear.
He does have his Atos now, so they're gonna have a little bit of an extra like way to disable the enemy. And with this Underlord build, you know, you usually actually don't get Pit of Malice until very late. So it's a very slow build, but you know, it's getting there. So.
And when he does eventually like get towards, you know, having multiple points up in the pit, like is he start to become a fight starter as well?
I think he can start the fight, but they are most likely want to kite EG around. So somebody's gonna stand in front, get shielded by Abaddon if he gets jumped, and then they're gonna slowly, you know, cast their spells, make it annoying for EG to escape with using the X and things like that.
Right.
And they are getting close to their BKB timing on Yopaj here, and Razor is pretty close as well. So that's what Boom is looking at here.
Play around those BKBs. I mean, there is still some damage through it with the Ursa, but being able to like stay on target isn't really what you can do once they're BKB. There's no real BKB piercing disable on the side of EG. Are you surprised at all that they haven't gone in for like trying to sneak a Roche or make any type of a play like that?
Not really. I think like, okay, they're actually making a play here with this Underlord ulti. Okay, maybe not.
Okay.
Or X on Nightfall.
Right. Just messing with them. Fine.
Okay. Both teams are looking for an opening, right? This is like if we get the X in the right position, but they're recognizing that it's not gonna happen there. But yeah, I'm not too surprised that EG didn't go for this Roche play yet. But right now they have Diffusal and they have DD bottled on Arteezy.
Okay.
So something's gonna happen here, and BKBs are coming out. We're setting up for a big fight soon.
Of course, oftentimes this can just very quickly all dissipate if they get bad vision, and right now, a great vision up for Boom on this high ground cliff. They spot Nightfall right away. Torrent is there, pulls him back in, wasn't able to get the blink out in time, but they don't want to fully commit for this. And now, catches onto 2, BKB reaction. Trying to turn, they lose the link, not able to link up that Ursa, but they still kill off Nightfall on the DK. So a good win from Boom, but no more BKB. Where are they going to go next?
Yeah, that was very close. Both teams are like trying to play with each other, trying to see the right opening. They get this Nightfall kill, but it wasn't, you know, a huge deal considering they just expended this first BKB on Razor. So I think EG is going to look to strike here.
Looks for it. Yopaj chase, double Remnant in. What do they have afterwards? Looking for the Torrent, is going to connect, but Arteezy there immediately afterwards. Decrypt, it's not enough. So they take down 2 very rapidly, and this could set up for Roche now.
This DD Ursa just murdered this guy, and he's gonna get Roche. I don't know if they can contest this. Let's see if FBZ, like, maybe he'll throw in the Firestorm, but he's gonna be in threat of dying if he does it, so...
Yeah.
Like they might sacrifice this.
I mean, they've got to know that this is going on right now. The pings come out, Roche half HP. Skem is showing, I mean, it's kind of a half-hearted approach coming up to this.
Yeah, I think now it's too late and they recognize it, but just like last game, you know, they kind of got confused by this Roche. Like, I don't know if they're making a proper call together, and he gets caught out on FBZ here.
Boom, in trouble. FBZ getting body blocked, and Ursa right on top. But the Decrep again gonna save FBZ's life. They back away, Hand of God comes out, and then the Remnant out. So EG, they make a little posture forward, but then back away towards the mid lane.
This is a very close game to watch, and I really like how both teams are kind of playing with each other in terms of catching, and they might catch Crit here. Nice Force Pump, though.
Dude, it's so sick when those come out just like that. I love it.
He paid with his life, though, for that stun.
Actually, I mean, again, like, the context of this game is really interesting because EG obviously starting 0-4, they need to win every game. They want to be able to break in and be in that upper bracket. And for Boom, it's likewise incredibly important. They've been splitting the series 1 apiece. If they want to stay in the upper side of the bracket, they need to get a 1-1 here as well and keep things even. So this match is incredibly important for both of these teams.
Yeah, I think EG is definitely playing a lot better today. And at the same time, I think Boom is a team that's used to being the aggressor. They're usually the ones running around and trying to punish the enemy, but they actually have to play defensive in these types of games. So EG is kind of, they're the ones bringing in the heat.
Putting them a little bit out of their comfort zone, maybe.
Yeah, maybe that was the game plan here. But you know, this game is very close. I don't think either team has like that much of an advantage yet. But they do have this Aegis on Ursa and a BKB on Abed, first item. So they're just itemizing to be able to fight here.
They want to be able to run in, make things happen. We've already seen, you know, the Atos for the Underlord and Kunkka finishing the BKB, trying to get into the Sange next, but FBZ wants to get away, but the hoof stomp is there.
That is so much damage with the Solar Crest and this Troll Summoner. Like, he's got some really good creeps on crit right now.
That's an item we haven't seen in a while, is it?
Yeah, I think it's like one of those build-ups on Chen when you're trying to kill people.
Right.
You look at the setup here. He has the Alpha Wolf. He has this Troll Summoner for extra damage. So he's buffing his team a lot. So I like the choice by Crit here.
And that's even with having the shard on the Chen. Oh, well, Stomp. Yeah, he's still going to get caught and likely going to... Well, okay, maybe I spoke a little bit too soon. Abed comes in and keeps his support alive.
Yeah, I guess they were afraid of any follow-up here. No boat, so maybe EG is going to look to capitalize this, but Ursa is bottom.
Well, walks in. Silence right away. Hard to deal with for the ABBA. Skem will take it off of him. Yopaj, the one that's going to lead the charge. Doesn't quite connect with the X, though. And again, it's less than 1,000 gold separating these two teams, even though they were able to get that Aegis on the Ursa. We haven't seen that big separation come out yet.
Yeah, it's a very close game, and Arteezy is kind of using this Aegis to farm his BKB, it looks like. He's not too interested in fighting right now, so there's, like, again, a lot of poking by both teams.
No huge commitments yet. Although maybe FBZ can make it happen.
Oh.
Not opt to go in a good silence, but it won't be enough to save him.
Yeah. I like this Yule's pickup by FBZ. It's one of the best items against Ursa. It's also good against Inkswell. So I really like it. He does get jumped on top lane.
Oh, the rallied creep wants to take him down, but no, they just have to run away again afterwards and catch the two creeps. They're gone.
I can tell you as a Chen player, when people kill your creeps, you get so mad. Because sometimes you like a person will tunnel vision your creeps. They will literally chase them for like 2 minutes just because it's gonna annoy you. And you do get annoyed. So like you know, he has to build up his army again. It'll take some time.
What we call it? Speaking of which, Abed, they're just cutting the top creep wave. Doesn't want to give him any avenue to push these waves out. Back behind the tier 2 tower and then out again.
So Jackboys is getting close to Refresher. He's very farmed in this Razor. He actually has not died in this game yet. So while there are some big items coming up, like I think Arteezy just finished his BKB, we are gonna get Refresher soon. So we're gonna see a fight soon, I'm pretty sure.
I think after that last Weaver game that we saw Tim's walk up and go give a little bit of a talk to Jackie's. Definitely playing really, really good this time around. And, well, moves in. Inkswell. Do they have enough damage for the Underlord? Hard to kill, and with the boat buff afterwards, Yule Scepter trying to stay alive, just waiting out this BKB from Abed, and then getting healed. He has taken so much damage. In the end, it's going to be Tim's that goes down first. Will they be able to find anybody else afterwards? The Pit of Malice dropped down. Good chunk of damage. Yopaj living through all of this, and, well, DK is going to fall.
I think they have to run away. They expended. Actually, there's still BKB and Ursa. Maybe it'll turn this.
This could be the way to do it. Although, again, they find one. Will it be enough? They try to take down the Razor now. That's the top net worth in the game, and he's dead. Can they find any more? FBZ has taken so much damage in this one, and, well, the Yules, it's not going to keep him alive this time.
What a beautiful bait back into the ward. You know, Jackboys felt safe. Like, he got the static link, but then he just he walks up to this Ursa and gets murdered. As Abed still chasing Skem in the bottom lane.
He's not afraid. The ulti's down, he knows. So Abed comes on in, gets the kill, and, well, Nightfall appreciating a little bit of greatness from his mid player as they have opened up a little bit of a lead here on EG finally.
Yeah, that was, oh man, like this Razor was so close to Refresher, but they still chose to take that fight. And they get punished for it, you know. Ursa just gets on top of the Razor and just destroys them.
And that is the problem. Gonna need 4 staffs, decrep, all that stuff, and when it all gets used on the Underlord, like normally that means, okay, well, they've used all of their abilities, but it didn't end up working out for him here.
Yeah, as we're gonna see the replay, this Underlord gets jumped, and then it's Operation, you know, saving Private Ryan. Everybody's like, save him, you know, 4-staff him. Yule's trying to buy as much time as possible, and there was almost a turnaround. But FBZ actually hesitates on his pit. Like, you see it's coming up here, and he could have caught Abed there.
Right.
But he actually hesitated, and I think maybe the fight changes if he gets that pit down.
Well, it is an unfortunate series of events for them. And again, the biggest thing is playing around this ward. Like, fighting under complete vision like this for EG, it's just going to be a recipe for success every time.
Yeah, definitely. Like, the Razor were just not aware that the Ursa is there with a BKB ready. So, well done by EG. But it's definitely not over. We're getting close to this Refresher. I think he's just about to pick it up. But looking chill as always.
No cares.
No emotion.
4 heroes grouped together. Down bottom, FBZ is already set up trying to defend the tower.
They are smoked on Boom. They do have Refresher on this Razor, so maybe they're gonna try and get a pick off here. They spot Jarex, but nobody's close enough to catch him actually.
He's too quick. Oh, and then he gives the voice line. Very well done. As, again, the gold lead being accentuated a little bit in EG. Where are they going to opt to go next? We've got 6 seconds until Roche is capable of respawning. We'll see what the actual timer ends up being at that point. Obviously, high priority for the Ursa team. And at 10 seconds, a super fast respawn.
Yeah, and EG's is like making the smoke to this high ground now. I'm not sure if Boom's aware of this.
No, they're definitely not. Skem's going to walk up this hill. Finds one right at the start. Stun is there, instant trouble, but FBZ trying to play a little bit of interrupt here. They have the Torrent follow-up, a good amount of damage there onto Arteezy, and then the root Abed out into all of them onto 2. Can they take down this Pugna? It would be a big win to get right at the start of this one, but now Jackie comes in, puts the end to all of that. The boat jumps forward, stun from Nightfall. The stun hits onto both of them, actually, and, well, boom, they're just outlasting him in this fight, and now Abed, he's in a ton of trouble. Has to back out of this one, but, well, maybe with the creeps, is it going to be enough to keep him alive? It's still a long duration, and that's Refresher used from Jackie. He runs in for round 2. Can they kill him all off? Arteezy, he's linked up. They try and fight around this pit. Already down, Abed low. They just don't have that follow-up damage. Arteezy linked up, but it's not nearly enough. They don't have the control. They don't have the damage, and Ursa trying to really lay into it, but he's going to fall. He ran into everybody.
And now Crit's down, and maybe they even catch Abed after this.
I mean, boom, they outlasted him. I thought it was going to go the other way, but Abed gets pulled back in with the X, and they're all
dead. Nightfall, too.
Nightfall runs away. They maybe don't have enough damage for the Ursa at the end, but, I mean, that's huge.
That was such a crazy fight. Like, everybody's so low. Everybody's, like, playing around with each other and their spells. This is, like, very high-skilled team fighting. For sure. There's like so many little things going on in this fight. And I love this actually.
Oh, it's so good.
What a fun usage of this ultimate. They need to check Roche though.
Yeah, I mean, in all of that chaos, they've not either caught up with it or I'm not sure, but it's a very early spawn and this is huge for them.
Yeah, I think they should be hitting Roche. This is such a waste of time. Like, they're giving time for EG to respawn and potentially regroup, but of course...
Oh, DD top.
Gaben has spoken. You have a DD.
There you go.
Asia. This is for you. I don't know what time it is over there, but, you know, maybe people, like, you know, it's getting late or early, I'm not sure.
Oh, absolutely. Over in Seattle, they're ready. They've been watching.
Yeah, they get the DD, and this should mean Roche. Otherwise, this Roche is actually very slow.
I mean, that's crazy.
Like, they're making their way over from EG.
Oh, the scan. I mean, it's just going to be on a brink. It's going to be right there.
This is so close.
Oh, man. Can they get there in time? Blinks in, tries to make it in time, but it's just a second too late, and Yopaj gets the Aegis. now running in, wants to take this fight. Jackie onto one. Tims does die. Crit, though, in trouble. Can they stay alive for a second round? FBZ also goes down, so they lose 3, and, well, they might lose them all. The Roche that loses you the game. This is not the way it's supposed to go for Boom. Are you kidding me? They just lost everybody. They lost everything.
Oh, man. Everything's just going wrong. Unless
No, almost good enough. The shard could have saved him, but it wasn't enough.
Oh man, that was a nice try. Eats the shard, pushes them away. But man, they committed everything to kill that Roche, and they started getting low. They were all stuck in this pit, and they just get jumped. And every, like, you know, it gives the positioning advantage towards EG in that fight, and we're gonna see a replay of it. Look at everyone's just stuck in the pit. Nightfall jumps in, Inkswelled, and he basically causes chaos, gives Arteezy time to get on top of the supports, and as soon as these supports die, I feel like they're not able to kite anymore. So really well done by EG making it all the way there, but you know, there's a fight going on in the actual game as Jax gets caught here.
Right on him. I mean, again, there's been very little separating these two teams, but now it goes back the other way. They're going to lose Jerax. Nightfall going to try and TP away. BKB will get him out okay. I mean, in this entire game, it's never been like even a 5,000 gold lead separating the two squads. It's been so close on a hair's edge. And we're seeing a situation now where, I mean, still anybody could win it. We're going to be on the third Roche, and I feel like it's still going to be dead even.
I think we're going for a long game here. This is going to take a while. Because now, like, it's a bit of a reset, right? Like, nobody has an Aegis on them. And neither team can really commit to taking objectives. They just need to fight, but these fights are so close.
I mean, so this is the other question that I've got. In a lot of these fights, everybody is so tanky. There's defensive spells, there's Hand of God, there's silences that interrupt things. Is there ever a point where, like, Arteezy can just jump on somebody and kill? Because he feels like the main single target damage.
Oh yeah, Arteezy is the one that has to isolate somebody and kill them. Doing either his BKB or his Enrage, and when that wears off, then it becomes a problem, right? Because the Ursa starts getting kited.
Okay, so and then that's where Razor takes over.
Exactly, like Razor's always gonna look to link basically the Dragonite or the Ursa in the fights, and he wants to stick on top of them. But then it's like, again, it's a game of if they can break the link, buy enough time for Razor's BKB to wear off, the same thing. Like, this Razor can also get kited. So it's very small things that make these fights so close and interesting.
So it's like the dynamic like changes that happen, and all of this again is based upon vision as well. And I'm glad I got you here to help me out. Just like I had no idea what's going on in these fights. They're crazy.
Yeah, there's so many little things going on that there's no way we're gonna be able to catch all of them. But it is a lot about like it's a lot of like small skillful things here between spell usage and item usage. As bottom lane, this guy is very mad at the creeps.
Yeah, the dragon doesn't care. It's just gonna fly away.
Yeah, so he is going for the BKB on this Underlord. It is the build that we've seen, you know, this Atos, BKB, and this Underlord actually hits pretty hard. But this is a game where it's very hard for him to hit anybody.
Right, exactly.
There's like an Ursa in there, and he cannot fight an Ursa. This Atrophy Aura doesn't really do anything. So we'll see. I think his main purpose is to try and catch Abed anyways.
Well, 5 smoke up for Boom, and who are they going to find? The one to the side is Nightfall. Not an easy kill to get, and Smoke is just barely not going to break. Oh my goodness.
Does he know, or what is this? This is crazy.
I mean, just ships in the night. I don't know.
Maybe to get crit here. Not the best kill, but
it's like, Nightfall, I thought you had that area covered. What's going on?
Yeah, man.
Radiant's top tower.
It's daytime crit. Badger.
Oh, he's got full ags.
Wait, they're gonna catch these creeps actually. This would be annoying. Get him.
Yeah, take him out. God, it is gotta suck.
Yeah, look at the little skeletons running away.
Get out of there.
And he's still pushing the other wave. Oh man, Kurt's being annoying with these little creeps.
They run in, and yeah, he gets some pretty good damage onto the tier 3 tower. Ain't no joke.
He's just buying time because, you know, the EG's seeing these 3 heroes and they can do whatever they want. They can farm the enemy ancients during this time. So yeah, it's about the little things.
Right. Coca Flame's done there for DK, as well as the Aghanim Scepter. And this has been the other dynamic that the panel was talking about, of like having this position 3 that really scales up and becomes incredibly strong. on the same line, you've got an Underlord that hasn't been able to fight as much, but the big thing I'm seeing is Chen at 10k net worth. I mean, Crit is mega farmed. Lotus, he's got the Solar Crest, and then all the creeps running around too.
Arteezy's got a Nullifier here.
Oh, wait a minute now. Yopaj maybe in some trouble. Yule Scepter, though, to start. This is good. Can they get out with the rest of them? They got to be careful. FPZ pops the BKB, going to drop the pit afterwards. The boat is there for all of the extra run buff. Afterwards, Torrent Storm going to buy a little bit of extra time.
They're trying to get out.
They really need to get the heck out of here. But second round, they got him linked up. Arteezy trying to get a little bit of a separation, and the spider legs. He'll never be cliffed again. This is exactly what they needed. And now Jackie, he's going to be the one in trouble. They find him for the Rego. Abed getting brought down incredibly low, though, and he's going to die instead. Wait, another guy runs. The Yule Scepter lifts up the fight. It goes back and forth, and Razor comes out on top.
What is going on? I'm so confused. There's like, this Fiends get randomly dropping in the middle of the fight. FPZ goes back to the, back to the fountain, heals up, comes back in, ready to save his team. Oh my god, this is crazy.
Look at that Razor damage. He almost did more than all of EG. Oh, jeez.
And there's no buyback on Ursa.
Oh, a minute. What can they do in this time?
I mean, Abed has to buy back to have any chance to hold this, or just buy some time.
Maybe they're going to try and bluff him out, and I don't know. This is tough. Did Boom really want to commit for this, too? I mean, again, it's on a knife's edge, and you do have buyback on all their heroes. Roche is capable of responding again in another minute. If Boom could get a Rax here, this would be huge for them.
I think they can go for this. They just need some heals. You got Tims with the life drain here. And they do have the AC completed on Jack Boys, so actually, I mean, they're getting kind of low here, 20 seconds. I think Abed's going to hold his buyback here, and either they sacrifice this or Boom's going to get out. So, good job by EG buying this time. It didn't lose that much, but it is going to get harder and harder. We're going to see replay now of the fight.
Yeah, this Fiend's Gate thing is crazy. I mean, the BKB and then just being able to walk through it if he needs to is so huge for this fight.
Look at him, he just goes away. Okay, bye guys. And he's like, oh, I'm back in a second, boys. Don't worry. Jack, come to me.
Yeah, easy. Comes back that way, gets over to the other side of the fight, and we'll have the Yules to run down the Ursa afterwards.
Great positioning by Skem as well on the high ground, just being ready to shield Jack Boys as soon as it was in trouble, because, yeah, these fights are wild. Actually, just wild. Butterfly completed on Razor. That's a huge pickup because this Ursa might just not be able to kill him.
And Ursa might just get caught instead. He's linked up at the start of this.
Spider legs.
Run away. Oh, he gets out. That was so clutch, but will they be able to go in for round 2? Nightfall goes for the stun, but now he's in a little bit of trouble, so he will BKB, TP out, nothing to break it. Nightfall gets away as well.
Yeah, Arteezy has the best Arteezy item in the game with the spider legs here.
That's what he needs.
So he's good to go here.
Absolutely. Throws out the little Torrent afterwards. The chaos that's ensuing when these fights happen. They force out the BKB from Abed, and they're smoked up on the rest of Boom.
There's no BKBs on Abed and Ursa and Dragonite, actually, so this is the time for Boom to catch anyone.
Oh, barely able to get out of that one. If he gets caught, Abed is dead.
He has another Revenant down there, but looks like he should be okay.
Yeah, he also has the full Aghanim Scepter coming out right now for Ember, so much more mobile on this Ember Spirit here for the next fight.
Yeah, they're just buying time. They're doing a really good job. Like, even though they wasted their BKBs, these supports are being so annoying with the creeps from Crit just constantly cutting waves. Drax is pushing in waves, and they're not really getting punished for this.
All right, this is where we get into awkward town. This is where... Oh, wait, hold a minute. Crit. Lotus and then walks away. Third Roche coming up, 2 minutes away. We get the very strange dance. As, you know, pro player, when these moments happen, what's sort of the comms like? Is it like all crazy, or are people like yelling constantly? What's the most important thing? It has to be vision, right?
Definitely. You're thinking about the wards, at least as a support, right? You're thinking about which wards you're placing. You're telling your team, hey, we got this ward out. Maybe we try to protect it. You know, like you have to make these very quick decisions based on the information you're getting. And right now they have this beautiful ward, and you can see Skem actually drawing, hey, like, let's go back to the ward, but, you know, Mr. Dragonite comes over and dewards it, so...
Oh, they immediately took that one away, yeah. Oh, that's got to be frustrating.
That is a big deal, but we do have Yopaj with an Invis here, and he's kind of making his way out.
Okay. Oh, is that the heartbeat creep?
It is.
Oh, that's big.
Heartbeat.
Jeez. I mean, that's the one that's worth killing in this stage of the game.
Okay,
Fall.
Jack boys.
Still invis. And EG, they don't want to tempt fate.
So there's this like timing right now when you see Arteezy is queuing up an MKB because he does have the butterfly on Razor. So this Razor is going to be pretty hard to kill unless he gets stunned and loses all of his HP right away because he does not have lifesteal. And there's a chance he's going to get jumped here before getting BKB off.
Gets a little bit of vision. It's dangerous though. Nightfall, he's got to go for a blind blink. Will he find him though? They're over on the other side. They're not quite going to catch him, it looks like.
Yeah,
and
this
that was
very
DK
close.
form popped.
Okay. Let's see. They're doing a little wraparound here.
Roche, respawn. 1 second. It's back up again now. Nightfall, he's going to walk back over. Refresher Shard is the item. Wait, are they all under a ward?
No, both teams are protecting their own wards right now. He does know Roche is up. He kind of poked his head in with this Dragonite.
Abed will get scouted there for a moment, but Nightfall goes back in. Shadow Blade.
They do see this region rune with this ward, and Nightfall is looking...
Oh, boom.
Okay, they're just deciding to hit Roche.
Boom. This is a bold play.
Okay, they're stepping out.
Oh my god.
This is a very intense moment in the game. Like, in these situations, everybody, again, is just looking for a kind of opening, and like everybody's drawing lines. Like Tim's is like, yo, let's do this wraparound smoke. But EG's holding position. There's a random neutral item stuck there on the high ground next to EG. Nobody's picking up.
They're walking right into vision. If this smoke plays, they're going to see everything. They're going to see all of them.
Wait,
can they take the right fight? Abed over to the side. Can they get him? Can they jump in? They're finding the back lines, but Jackie, he's on top of one. They're buying so much time with Jarex, but eventually he will die. Abed now trying to take down Tims. He backs away. Boat is already out. Link up immediately broken by the Ursa. Nightfall, he's in the midst of terror and is just going to die. So a couple of key deaths, and Abed just has to run away. Nightfall does not have buyback.
Wow, I love it. Like, these are the kind of late game calls that somebody... Oh, the Fiend's Gate!
What?
Look at it, they're smashing Abed!
Oh, Abed! He didn't have anything left, there's no remnants! Abed pushed back in tidal wave towards the base and they bring him down!
Oh my
Dude,
god,
the Fiend's Gate!
This is hilarious. This spell is absolutely hilarious. And they're just gonna go high ground. They're like, forget Roche.
Oh my
we
god.
have this butterfly.
And he doesn't have buyback! There's nothing for Ember! 90 seconds, he's gone!
They could just finish this game. Are they gonna go throne here?
I mean, the call might be to just go for the tier 3s. We'll see if they decide to go for it, but what has been such an even game suddenly blown wide open, and I think after they see this, I mean, they can just try and test bait for tier 4s. I don't think they can stop it.
All right, let's see if they go for the safe play. They can take this and go for Roche.
Oh.
Or they can try to go... Okay, they're gonna go Roche. I'm okay with that.
Oh, man. I mean, that's one of those things where you expect that Abed has buyback, but they could have ended the game.
I feel like they could have, but maybe they don't really look at his items properly. They didn't make the mental, like, math check here.
I mean, it's a crazy game.
Yeah, it's a crazy game. It's not... There's so many things you have to keep track of in these games. So I don't really blame them for this. So they're gonna go Roche. I mean, this is still like... Boom has this game in the bag almost. But I wanted to say I really like that play by Boom because somebody made the call that there's no way these guys can fight us because this, Jack Boys is basically unkillable.
Right, the butterfly.
So they just walk up the high ground like, absolute chads and just win the fight.
Well, a couple of things have changed now. There's a Hex done on Kunkka, but finally, Arteezy has been able to finish off that MKB, so they have an answer now for that Butterfly Razor. Such a great item build by this time by Jackie as well.
Yeah, I really like his item build this game. He's basically getting the right item at the right situation, and he does have the Satanic queued up next, so we'll see. This Ursa does have this window to kill the Razor, but like again, he does have an Aegis, and he has another refresher from Roche, so this...
Oh god.
Jack Boys is definitely gonna carry the boys on this one, the way it looks like to me.
Jack Boys, get on my back. I gotcha.
He's had a fantastic game. Unlike the last game, I feel like he is actually just carrying his team.
Meanwhile, though, Nightfall, they're going for the big wraparound. They run into the brick wall of Scam and the Hex immediately there. Jumps for the backlines. Abed can't find a target. The Nether Ward is down. There is a link up together of both of them, but Jarek's just completely eviscerated. And, well, they are starting to bring down Yopaj, but he just gets away afterwards. And now EG in a world of hurt. BKB finally coming out from Abed there, wants to kill off Yopaj. The rest of the team starting to drop down lower, but will it be low enough? They don't have a buyback from Jarek's. They are slowly but steadily killing them off. Abed getting some carry work in, and he's actually dead for 90 seconds. Wait a minute here. Hold on. If he can get out with Arteezy, there's maybe a chance. Remnant gets away, trying to kite this one out, and again, they're falling. Nightfall, no more dragon form, but he does get out of there with the Lotus for the second. I mean, it's better than it could have gone.
That's as good as it gets for EG. I don't even know how that fight happened. The whole time I was just watching Abed chase down this Yopaj on the Kunkka, but it looks like they were just able to slowly pick them off and buy enough time for Ursa to get away, so very well done by EG, like giving them a little bit of hope in this game.
Yeah, if you can buy that time, there's maybe an opportunity. So we're going to see the replay here and see what ends up happening in this fight here.
Yeah, that was a great Torn to start with, and Jarex dies immediately in that fight, but Ursa is able to kind of narrowly get away from the Razor. Like you can see, he's getting stunned, and meanwhile, Abed is just being an absolute nuisance in the back, chasing Yopaj around, and Yopaj has most of their control, so as soon as Yopaj is down, they really only have FPZ to hold heroes down. So very well done by Abed and Nightfall, it looks like.
Still happy, Jarex, even in the darkest of times. It's like, yeah, I died at the beginning. Good job, team.
Well done, guys. Well done. So yeah, there's a bit of hope because Jackboys did expend the Aegis. He did expend the Refresher from Roche, I believe. So for the next fight, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be on much even grounds.
Dude, did you just reset again? Has this actually happened?
It's a bit of a reset again. It is. And both teams have a gem.
Oh, Kunkka has the Refresher, so they still have that one.
Okay.
So double Hex potentially. Although again, it's like they don't have a ton of item slots for it even.
Yeah, they don't. But, you know, I'm sure Yopaj can make it happen. He has a blink, and he just blink hexes Ursa here.
Got him caught for the moment, but the BKB and then the runaway. Able to get out of there for the moment. Crit tries to make the escape. Wanted to go in for the Inkswell, but Hand of God comes out. He's not going to be able to get out of that one. Dead for 75 seconds, no buyback. And, well, I think, Boom, they're done playing around. They just want to end this game or at least get themselves Mega Creeps.
Yeah, 25 on the FBZ Underlord here. That makes the pit way more annoying for Ursa to be able to get around.
Nightfall looking for the wraparound. Gets the stun. All ready to start. But they get the link up, and on the back lines, Abed gonna get caught double hex, but do they have anything else afterwards? Trying to stay alive, Abed, sleight of fist dodge, Remnant's away, but it's not gonna happen. He does have buyback. Boom, though, ready to end this one if they can.
Look at Nightfall, dude. He's just like in and out on this dragon form here.
He's trying the best that he can. The BKB is there. They're trying to hold the buyback. They don't want a buyback on Abed. And I wonder if they're willing to give up this tower to
they have to
it.
buy back. If they don't fight this, they lose the game. He's going to buy back here. They have to fight here.
Jump in, trying to take down one right at the start. Can they do a break? But the Torn, it catches right away. And now linked up. He's in a ton of trouble with the Force Staff. He breaks the link. Now Abed under fire. BKB jumps out, gets away. They're buying more time. Chen is going to be back up again in 5. And Boom, still committed to taking the rest of these structures.
Man, I think they can keep going, right? But there is BKB and Ursa. I don't know if they're aware of this. And all of the chaos, he still has BKB.
Looking for the jump in, gets the stun. 8 seconds until Dragon Form has to back away. Meanwhile, the jump in, Arteezy trying to do what he can. He's still hanging on to that BKB. Finally pops it, wants to turn to fight, but the BKB is out afterwards from Yopaj. EG, no more BKB left on the Ursa. Now he's being pushed around by all the water. Root is there. Mega Creeps are out. Nightfall trying to take down FPZ. They're bringing him down low, but the cheese passed over. He's going to get healed back up. Will it be enough, though? Ursa continuing to lay into that Underlord, but he's able to survive. Abed runs through all of them. A couple quick hits. The good pit laid down. Do they have enough damage? It does not look like it. With Ursa dead, with Ember dead, it's GG called 1-1 again.